Hi, welcome to the channel. My name is Eric, and we call the channel the Mental Health Journey, and that's what we're all striving for. It's a journey to get to a certain point. Now, today we're going to talk about the top 10 signs of an unhealthy relationship as far as what I feel are the top 10. There's probably others, and if you can think of them, put them in the comments below to share with the rest of the group. Because we don't want you in an unhealthy relationship. And as I said in a prior video, we need to get you in the right mindset and healthy yourself before you physically can have or mentally can have a relationship healthy with someone else. If you're not in the right place, you're going to develop very unhealthy relationships with people. So the first thing that comes to mind is trust. You know, in any relationship, whether it's, husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, girlfriend, any relationship, if it's a healthy one, you have a mutual trust for each other. And you know the other person's got your back. An unhealthy would be not knowing if the person would help you if you were in need. All right, so the second one is a controlling behavior. They try to control every aspect of your life. Hell, they can't even control their own life, let alone your life. But they don't feel good if they're out of control. And really, in the sense of it, by trying to control someone else's behavior, you're out of control. You can't control anybody anyways, other than yourself. And then that overbearingness and control and the lack of trust, that's an unhealthy relationship. 3, verbal abuse. Putting down the other person verbally, calling them stupid, idiot, what have you. No. A healthy relationship, you would never say anything that was hurtful. In a healthy relationship, sometimes you have to be brutally honest, but that's not verbal abuse. There's a difference. When you're being brutally honest with someone that you're trying to get them to see something that they aren't seeing, and you're doing it because you love that person, that's not verbal abuse. And a lot of times from verbal abuse leads you into number 4, which is physical abuse. There is no reason on God's green earth that you should ever lay a hand on one another. None. A little pat on the ass, playfulness, that's one thing. But I'm talking physical abuse. Raising your hand or your fist to someone else, and especially a woman. Guys, if you ever get to this point, get to hell out. And if you're someone that's in the situation of having the physical abuse done to you, get the hell out. As talked about in prior videos, good folks with law enforcement, if you need, they will be there. And they'll put an order of protection just to make sure that that person does not come in contact with you. Unreasonable jealousy is number 5. They're constantly feeling like you're cheating on them, or that you have a new best friend, or it's constant jealousy of any achievement you have. Instead of being supportive and happy for you, they're jealous, unhealthy. Number 6, uh, isolation from friends and family. A controlling individual will normally try to split and divide. And what do I mean by that? They will try to get it so that you have little to no contact with people that could actually help you and support you. They need to put up a wall between you and the people that care about you. And this is very common. Again, insults, name calling, and put downs. I have for number 7. Um, a healthy relationship is one where you have trust for each other, you support each other in whatever endeavor they are. When there's achievements, you congratulate and you're happy for them. You never use words to make someone feel less than what they should. You don't do that with friends and people that you love and care about. If you're in a healthy relationship, you are not going to, you know, say things that would hurt the other person. All right, so number 8, unrealistic expectations. And that would be the other person expecting you to be perfect, to never make a mistake, expecting you to always agree with what they're saying, expecting you to be a mind reader, to know what they're thinking. And I don't know about you, but I have a hard enough time reading my own mind, let alone reading somebody else's. Expecting you to fulfill all their needs. And then also expecting you to never make a mistake. I mean, as I go through these, you're going to see stuff overlapping. You're going to say, ooh. 9 is what I call shifting the blame. It's always going to be your fault, never theirs. They're never wrong and they never make mistakes. Wrong. But that's what they believe in their mind if they're very controlling and it's an unhealthy relationship. And then lastly, number 10, threats of violence. And when I say threats of violence, it doesn't mean just violence against you. It could be someone saying, if you don't come back or you don't do this or do that, I'm going to kill myself. That's threats of violence to themselves. They try to pull you back in because it makes you feel like if they did something, it'd be your fault. I'm here to tell you, if someone is threatening suicide and you think there's any possible thought that it might be possible, call 911. Call them. Have the good folks with law enforcement go out and do a wellness check. That's what they call it, and they will come and assess that person, and that way, more than just your eyes are on them, you have another set, or sometimes 2 or 3 sets of eyes on that individual. But if you start seeing a pattern of where these are overlapping, you know, if you see just one, let's say trust, in a relationship. Now, if one of you have stepped out of the relationship and been with someone else during the relationship and trying to work their way back in, expect to have a level of trust be subpar. You need to earn that other person's trust back. You broke their trust. Is it doable? Yes. And you better break your ass trying to do it. If it's getting nowhere, sometimes just stop. And the best thing you can do for each other is go separate ways. But I hope that with going down through these top 10, that it's going to resonate with you that maybe the relationships that you have aren't all healthy. And it goes back to getting yourself healthy first. Because if you're not healthy physically and mentally, in the right place, you're going to attract the wrong people. When you attract the wrong people, you attract the wrong behaviors that you want in a healthy relationship. As we talked about in another video, you're probably going to have to, as you grow and as you feel good about yourself, you're probably going to find that you have a number of unhealthy relationships with people. And at that point, you need to start cutting ties. I mean, it's either you're going to have to start cutting ties or you're going to have to see if the other person is willing to get themselves in the right place to be able to have a healthy relationship with you. But that's where it stops because you don't have any control over that other person. Only that other person can change if they want to change. There's nothing you can do to try to change someone else. A lot of this it goes back to, you know, yourself, working on you. So what I had said was there's a number of other things, but you guys that are watching the video, this channel's about helping each other. It, put her in the comments other stuff, other signs that you've seen or you know of that may be a sign of an unhealthy relationship. You may have been in one and you're seeing a lot of these signs, but there's a couple other ones that I haven't touched on. Put them in the comments so everybody can be aware of what an unhealthy relationship looks like versus a healthy relationship. Now, with any relationship, you're going to have ups and downs. You're going to have a kind of, sometimes butting heads. But you have to learn to agree to disagree at times, and you have to be, you know, workable, that you're willing to work with the other person, you know. And I always say, come at it with an open mind. And on that note, we'll see you on the next video. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.